Hello, my name is Shun Nagata and I'm from Rye, New York. Today, I'll be presenting my research, which is runs created value, also known as RCV, a probabilistic metric for comprehensive offensive performance in baseball. First, I'd like to start off by explaining what the field of sabermetrics is. Sabermetrics refers to the statistical analysis of baseball, a field that originated in the 1960s and was popularized by the Society for American Baseball Research. Instead of relying on traditional statistics like batting average or RBIs, sabermetrics emphasizes deeper, data-driven metrics that can assess a player's contribution to team success. It has become a foundational part of decision-making in modern baseball. Now here's the context of the research. Offensive statistics can be divided into two categories: deterministic and probabilistic. Deterministic metrics reflect immediate outcomes, such as home runs or singles. On the other hand, probabilistic metrics estimate long-term consequences, like the number of runs or wins a play may eventually lead to. Probabilistic methods are often more accurate because they incorporate context, such as the base-out situation and game state. One prominent probabilistic metric is weighted on-base average, or WOBA. It evolved from earlier metrics like offensive performance average by adjusting the weights of various offensive events and adding new components like reached based on error. In this study, runs created value, also known as RCV, builds upon WOBA by further incorporating both positive and negative outcomes to offer a broader interpretation. Here's the formula used to calculate RCV. RCV is calculated as a linear weighted sum of offensive events normalized by plate appearances. Unlike WOBA, RCV includes stolen bases, sacrifice flies, and bunts as positive contributions, while penalizing strikeouts, caught stealing, and double plays. These additions reflect events that either advance runners or reduce scoring opportunities. These are the data analysis that were performed. Using MLB 2024 data, run expectancy changes were computed. Then the correlation graphs and player rankings were made, which was compared to those of other metrics. For RCV calculation, the following steps were necessary. First was the integration of positive and negative outcomes of plate appearances with additional factors. Second was the determination of improved linear weights of each outcome with RE chart and base out probability distributions. The weights in RCV are based on changes in run expectancy, or RE, which measures the expected number of runs a team will score in an inning given a specific base out state. For each offensive event, its average RE changes were calculated across all 24 base out states, adjusting for the frequency of each state. For example, a single with no outs and no runners increases RE by about 0.37. When averaged across all situations, this results in a final weight of 0.70 for singles. The same process was repeated for the other factors. To validate RCV, a correlation analysis was conducted between team RCV and actual runs scored per inning during the 2024 MLB season. Here are the correlation graphs of different metrics. RCV had a correlation coefficient of 0.968, which was the highest among all metrics that were tested, including OPS and WOBA. The root mean squared error, also known as RMSE, was also calculated. RMSE measures average error between predicted and actual values. In this case, it quantifies how close the regression line based on RCV and other metrics comes to actual run production. RCV had the lowest RMSE value of 0.149 compared to 0.153 for WOBA and 0.159 for OPS. These values indicate that RCV is a strong predictor of offensive output. Next is the discrepancy in player rankings across metrics. OPS and WOBA show near identical rankings, with the top 11 consisting of the same players and the top 6 being the exact same. In contrast, RCV highlights different strengths. Francisco Lindor, for instance, ranks 10th in RCV, but only 19th and 20th in WOBA and OPS. His high stolen base count and low ground into double play rate boosts his RCV score. Similarly, Jarren Duran ranks 11th in RCV, but doesn't even appear in the top 20 for the other two metrics, which reflects how RCV better accounts for base running. The distribution of RCV values was visualized through a histogram and a box plot. Both graphs reveal a right-skewed distribution, with most players clustered around the mean, but a few high-performing outliers, such as Otani and Judge, standing apart. Skewness was calculated using both Pearson mode and median methods, which measured 0.558 and 1.224 respectively. This result confirms that RCV differentiates elite performers from the average. To summarize, RCV is a probabilistic and holistic metric that incorporates a wide range of offensive actions, both positive and negative. It shows stronger correlations with team run scoring than other modern metrics and better identifies underrated and overrated players. Given that RCV outperforms WOBA, which is one of the most respected modern metrics, it should also be considered a state-of-the-art metric. Some possible future steps include adjusting for park effects and league context. RCV could also adapt to other environments such as minor leagues, college baseball, and foreign leagues. Additionally, integrating StatCast data like launch angle and exit velocity can enhance RCV's predictive aspect in player evaluation. Here's a list of sources that were used in this research. Thank you for listening to my presentation.